I'm Luke. I'm 17. I'm a rising senior, and I live in Northern Virginia. I'm also a returning student. I've attended all three summers with the Field Academy, so I got a taste of all the adventure, all the fun, all the crazy wake-up times. Something I realized during that time is I'm not a big person when it comes to speeches, so similar to Emma, I made a visual representation, and surprisingly, it was a lot similar in ways. It's basically a picture of basically us traveling to, example, Albuquerque, or tomorrow we'll be traveling to Phoenix, Arizona, and I've never been over here, so I painted the city black, and it basically shows us just traveling from one place to another. And during this whole trip, I've been writing song lyrics. So all these different sections are bits of lyrics I've written. They are lyrics, Tom. They are not poems. I haven't had time to add music to them. But coming back to the Field Academy, I just missed the whole experience. The first trip, I actually only came because my dad was yelling at me to stop playing video games and go outside. So I thought, I'll go here. He'll stop yelling at me. He didn't. But it did show me that, and made me realize how much I love traveling and how much I love being in a community like this. Coming to the Southwest every summer has been absolutely different and amazing. I also came back because, well, it was free food, so I'm not going to say no to that. But coming back, I was asked a familiar question, and that question was, what is my education for? Coming back, I thought about what I want to do during my senior year, and being out here in the Southwest and learning about water scarcity really got me thinking. Do I want to go to college and pursue a computer science major and design video games? Or do I want to go and pursue environmental studies and actually learn about the plants while being in the exact environment the plants are from? It also made me think about, do I want to live in an urban environment, or do I want to live out here, and do I want to just work at a desk or travel and write song lyrics about different areas I visit, all the issues that go along there. For example, last year coal mining was a huge issue in Appalachia, and I wrote songs about that. And then here, water scarcity, I also wrote a song about that, which is fits right here. I feel like a weatherman doing this. But it really got me thinking about what have I taken for granted, what have I not tried to take for granted and end up seeming like I was ungrateful for it. And it really got me thinking about all the issues out here. During our time near the Zuni reservation, we were having lunch, and the ranger came around, and Tom goes off, and next thing he knows, he's like, okay, folks, we have a bear. And we later found out that the bear just went in, attacked the water source, and left. And it made me thinking if the drought and water scarcity in the area made that bear actually do that. And it also got me thinking about how some areas barely get any water out here, while others are pumping water from the very areas that are losing it. Coming back to the Field Academy has taught me a lot, and also remind me a lot. Remind me how much I love pooping in the woods. But also taught me the value, I could say, in friendship and also like it reminded me how great communities can be and how awesome and how much I love just going somewhere, traveling with a group, and just actually studying it, having crazy adventures, having one of the staff members come in you room in the middle of the night, tell you to be quiet, and then we end up gossiping for like 5 minutes. But it really opened my eyes up to the Southwest when I was coming over here. The Southwest was like the tarantula we found on the door to our bedroom. We were trying to go to bed last night. Some of us are scared and think it's like a big threat, but we don't like really know what the spider may do. And that kind of applied to me when I was coming over to the Southwest. I had no idea how everyone over here viewed people from Appalachia or New England, or people like me who live 10 miles west of Washington, D.C. But I mean, coming here, I've had no regrets, as far as I can tell. I am really glad I could be here. I do wish it was a bit longer, but 3 summers, and I think I'm taking it for granted. Coming here has made me realize a lot about who I am, and I feel a good portion of these songs are actually written basically talking about water scarcity or figuring out who I am. A few of these, for example, one says, I don't have a beat so I can't listen to it. I am the God that will sprinkle greater life to the hollow grounds beneath the knife. I am the kid with the dream, a pocket full to achieve, but I turn the answers too good to believe. I am the knight from the silent fortress, just one piece of hope to change all of this. And that's basically me coming from a quiet background to here, where I'm happy to talk as much as I want, but in honor of Heather, I'm going to try and not crave into my addiction for details. A few others on here. The one right below Jen says, if you can't speak out, write it down. If you can't write it down, stick around. Give a helping hand, show them true business, give them a sign they'll never miss. So, so turn up the volume, don't mind the others, bust out the megaphone, make a choice. Make some noise and soon you will discover the elegant beat and melody called your voice. Rediscover your voice, rediscover your voice. Like finding the music you listened to as a kid. Rediscover your voice, rediscover your voice. It'll take time, but you'll succeed like I did. And basically, when you were here, like we were like figuring out ways we could talk. We watched a video about a 9-year-old who just astonished us all. And we also talked about different ways to get our message out. For example, I wrote some lyrics and drew a pretty picture. But that song was basically describing just finding out ways we can talk to people and all that. The biggest challenge about coming back to the Field Academy probably was, prior to the trip, our friendship ended up going pretty bad and a few other issues rose up after it. And I was unable to fix it before I came here. But being here, I realized all my mistakes, and hopefully when I go home, I'll be able to fix all of it. But the Field Academy has really helped me out. I have to be honest, I did not pay attention the whole entire time, but I paid attention to a point where I think I've learned enough that I can go home with a smile, not thinking like I should have stayed here and actually done a bit more studying, although I could. But I have no regrets, and honestly, like Emma said, if you want me to explain more about these songs, I'm happy to. I am limited to 5 minutes, so I have to cease and desist. But I have no regrets. Everything on this trip was amazing, and something I realized a while back. If I never attended this program, I never would be where I am. I wouldn't be this confident about myself. Not 100% confident, but I'm pretty confident. And it also re-inspired me to go after my goal of being a musician and just taking advantage of my education. So I just want to quickly say thank you, Uncle Santi, for having us here for 6 days. It was incredible seeing the architecture and the purpose of this place. Thank you to all the Field Academy supporters for making it so we could be here and have crazy dance parties and singing sessions and noisy band rides.
Woo-hoo!
And most importantly, thank you, Field Academy, for everything. Because I wouldn't be who I am right now without you guys.